You know, we are joined now by former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, and we thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule this evening to talk with us for a few moments about this truly historic night for Virginia and also the country. So thank you for being here with us.
You bet. Honored to be with you.
I want to ask you first and foremost, you know, the U.S. has less than 5% of the world population, but a higher case count and death count for COVID right now. So if President Trump doesn't win re-election, how much do you think is that a referendum on how he's handled the COVID crisis?
I think it's probably the single biggest issue out there for voters today. I'm confident Joe Biden will win. If you look at the map today, he's ahead in Ohio, North Carolina, not even any of the states that he needs to win. Obviously, if we win Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, it's over. I think we win Arizona. But I think the single biggest issue for people is the issue of COVID. President Trump did not deal with it early. There's been mixed messages out of the White House. We now see it's coming back throughout the country and throughout the globe, and people are very concerned. We need a national strategy in dealing with this COVID crisis. But it'll be the single biggest factor, I think, in why Joe Biden's the next president.
Yeah, Joe Biden has put a lot of stock into even his slogan, you know, the soul of the nation, the soul of the nation. He talks a lot about that, his character, which of course is important. But listening to a lot of President Trump's supporters, many admit that they don't agree necessarily with his character flaws, if you will, but they're basing their vote on his performance. What are your thoughts on that? And do you think that going based off of character is enough to secure the votes that Joe Biden needs?
Well, first of all, I think character is very important, in your president. You look at the nation today, we're more divided than we've been in a very, very long time. A lot of it is the rhetoric coming out of this president, misogynist, racist tweets. I mean, we got to get past that. We got to heal the nation. We got to bring us back together again. But the issue is for us, all of us, is how do you deal with COVID? And number two, how do we rebuild an economy? Millions of these jobs that have been lost are not coming back. The challenge is how do you build what I call that new post-COVID economy? How do you make it more inclusive? How do gig workers get health care? We have some really big challenges ahead of us. That's what the folks are concerned about, their health. Secondly, how do we rebuild this economy so that it's one that works for everyone? That is, as bad as the pandemic has been, that's the exciting challenge that we have to deal with.
Yeah, and of course, maybe one of the biggest challenges before we get to any of those issues will be the election results. So we already know that there are going to be legal battles. That's already been discussed. So I want you to talk a little bit more about election integrity and how you see things playing out moving forward after tonight. Even our Capitol Bureau reporter said not to look at it as election day or night, but election season.
Yeah, and if you look at the voting that we've seen so far, I'm very proud of Virginia. We had 45-day early vote. We had, as you know, 2.7 million Virginians vote early, 5 times more than we had in 2016. So I think Virginia was the model for the country. We have no excuse absentee balloting, so we're going to have a huge turnout, which is great. That's what democracy is all about. But, you know, Trump is saying, I'm going to have, I don't know what he's going to sue on. All we want are for every vote to be counted. Plain and simple, that we have counted every vote since the Civil War in this country, and we've got to do it going forward. And Trump's saying, well, I don't want to count any votes after Election Day. Well, you know, the military have sent in a lot of ballots. People have sent in ballots because they wanted to mail them in instead of COVID. You know, it's a nonsense issue. Count every vote. We've done this, as I say, since the Civil War. We're not going to stop it in 2020. And there should be no legal challenges. Whoever gets the most votes and wins the Electoral College, I think that will happen tonight. If you look at where the map is going, Pennsylvania, Biden's up in Ohio, he's up in North Carolina. But if he wins Michigan and Wisconsin, then it's 270 plus electoral votes and the election's over. And then let's get together, peaceful transition of power as we've always done it, and stop his foolishness. And let's make this country move forward.
All right, you've talked about that pathway to victory, the race to 270, if you will, there. Is there anything else, any surprises that you think we might see tonight?
I don't. I think the big issue which people have to understand in Pennsylvania, which is a key state, they are not going to count their absentee ballots until starting tomorrow. So they have all of these millions of absentee ballots. They will begin to be run through the machines tomorrow, and some people may find it confusing. But, you know, we may have to wait a day or two. We'll see what happens if we win in North Carolina or Ohio. Then we don't have to wait for it. But if it comes down to a Pennsylvania, it may take another day or two. But you know what? That's what we have to do in this democracy. We're the model for the world. And let's show everybody we vote and we count the votes.
Thank you so much, Governor Terry McAuliffe.
Honored to be with you. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.